love is like is it's the real currency of like what makes the world go around.
If we were to get back to that and not involve into something else, just like almost robots and just online dating, and get back to like human interaction and like successful relationships and like people getting together, people wanting to speak to each other. What do you think like are some of the early fixes that we could do? Like from like, and no right or wrong answer, but like, what could women start doing? And what could men start doing? Let's start with women. Like, what could women start doing? That's a hot
question.
Right?
I want to speak and like I want to say this from a place where I'm like being fair.
Yeah.
And I think
there's no right or wrong answer.
I think even in that, I think women just have to give guys a chance. To just give some chances. I'm not saying give up pussy the first night or anything. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying you need to vet these dudes.
Yeah.
But give them a chance. You know, a guy that like, you know, is working a 9 to 5 right now, but he has like a side hustle, like give him a chance. And not like a fair chance, like give him a real chance.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, look at like what he stands for, what his like principles are. Is he really about shit or is he just talking about shit?
Yeah.
You know, is he actually moving in like, is he moving in a direction or is there just like a lot of motion in like the same spot? Is there just a lot of talking and not really doing anything?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he's talking about opening a business or doing this or doing that, have you registered a business? Yeah. Are you out like, you know, canvassing are you doing something?
Are you actively trying?
That is a sign.
Yeah.
Like that's a dude that you might want to invest in.
Yeah. Give a chance.
Give it a chance.
I just put up a post just last night, and it was from a woman who tweeted, you know, what does a woman want from a man? 6 feet, 6 figures.
Yeah.
I mean, like all those amazing
and
things.
it's like
all
0.3% of men.
What does a woman have to do? Just be herself.
Yeah, I've seen that post. Yeah.
And the results were funny. It's always 50-50. The poll's always 50-50. But like it was a lot of men and women said, yes, it's true. Like that's what women want. So some women were saying, yes, that's what, you know, that's how it's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much all women who said, no, that's not true. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I hear you. And I hear what you're saying. And I don't want to believe it's true, but I just know.
There are the exceptions. Yes, 100%.
For sure.
There are exceptions.
Always. But there's so many men struggling, like we just mentioned. And, you know, it's because they're too short or, you know what I mean, they don't make enough money or they're not funny enough. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like you said, I don't know, women just need to be open to like giving them more of a chance, I guess.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, like I'm attracted to certain things,
For sure.
and I'm not gonna just not be attracted to that because, you know, I should give somebody a chance.
Yeah.
Like if there's somebody, you know, I value, you know, attraction, and call me lame, call me vile, whatever you want to call me, like that is important to me, and I know that will go someday, but I want to have that initially. I would want to have that initially. And, you know, if there's somebody again that I'm just completely not attracted to, I don't know how I'm gonna like let myself open up to other things if I'm just like not into you. Visually, I'm like not into you. So on the flip side, like if a girl, you know, values funny, like a guy who's funny or a guy who's like 6'1" or something, like if you have to just prioritize your wants and needs.
Yeah.
Like if there's, take the top things, like the absolutely must have or haves, like a couple of those things, and then the other things you need to start like prioritizing. Okay, is this that important? Like if they have this, is this important?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, like going back to the visual thing. Again, it might sound lame or whatever, but whatever. Like, I'm an ass dude. Do I like breasts? Sure. But like if she doesn't have any, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'll survive.
Yeah.
You know, I want somebody who is loyal. Like if she's not hilarious, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'd prefer you to be loyal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to just kind of prioritize some stuff and then give the guys a chance. And on the flip side, guys just have to start getting some balls. It's not only about what women can do. Guys, you have to start getting some balls.
For sure.
And not just like wait for the sign that she's into you or that you have a chance. You just got to start taking a chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Be okay with hearing the no's. Like
Being okay with hearing the
as much
no's.
success as I had with dating and online dating and in person, man, I heard so many no's from girls. So many like, no, like ew,
Acting, everything.
ew,
That's
everything.
life.
Yeah, like
That's life.
You're gonna hear it. You're
So
going to hear it.
you know what the way to deal with that is just hear them.
Yeah.
Hear as many of them as you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
until you get a yes.
Exactly.
Right?
And I understand a lot of guys with social anxiety will say, "Well, it's really hard for me to hear."
Well, that's
those
what
no's, it
social
hurts."
media makes so easy.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to face that no.
Exactly.
It's
That-
no.
that
Oh
pain.
yeah, that's all good.
That
I
pain.
immediately I can go to someone else
Yeah.
to try again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but like I just feel like that pain makes you stronger.
Of course.
One thing, I always played with this. I don't think it's the solution now, but I want to know your thought on it. I don't think it's the solution now because of men like we're speaking about. Because there's men that can speak to women. There's men who like can't speak to women, and they don't get action from women. They're not with women. But like, what if women started choosing to just like make it harder to get the cookie? Like, what if they just started locking it up again? Like, I'm not giving it out unless you're the dude. You're my guy. Like, you need to put in serious effort. Because at one point of the world, I'm assuming it was like that. Like, you know what I mean? To bring, faith into it, whatever. You had to get married first. You technically got married first. Then you were with the girl. Because, I feel like it would make men
Try
more, make them want it more, and make sure they really want it. Yeah, man, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Would it make things better or would it make things worse? I used to think for sure that would, like, if that happened, like, I know a certain level of men, it would probably make them straighten up a little bit and make them realize, okay, you know what? They're locking it up now. I gotta commit now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a certain level of man, and I probably relate more to this man, like, we desire the cookie. We want it. Like, it's probably one of the more important things in life. We really want it.
My mind tells no lies.
Exactly, right?
You never lie. You just don't tell lies, do you?
I can relate to that. But then
Straight facts.
There's some men now,
Yeah.
like we just spoke about, who are thinking they don't need that, right?
Yeah.
So if girls start locking it up, and this is where I started thinking differently. If girls start locking it
They'll
up,
just
and saying no,
they'll just retreat even
they'll
more.
just say, even more. They'll be
Yeah.
like, forget it. It's done now for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I think there's always going to be that type of dude, though. There's
Yeah.
always going to be that punk ass chump that just like just doesn't have the grit to like put in some effort.
Yeah.
That's the same dude that like, got cut from the basketball team and went home like crying and I'm never gonna like bro, you have like that's not how life, and that is what our world is raising now though. We're raising this type of person.
But yeah, what happens? Girls start locking it up, what happens?
I think to a degree, yeah, they should lock it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing no, year hiatus.
Yeah.
You got to be reasonable at some point. Like you need to test those waters anyway, because who wants to like get involved with a person and be like, oh, this part's shit.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, I think you got to make them like try a little bit more.
Yeah.
Try a little bit more. Like I said, vet them a little bit more. A big problem too, though, is that like I feel like there's a lot more like I don't know how to word it. Sexualization, is that a word? Over sexualizing like bodies now for like attention and stuff. So if that's what you're presenting to me, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you tell me like, hey, I'm doing a concert and they're gonna play all R&B. I'm going to the concert figuring you playing R&B.
Yeah.
If I hear something else, I'm be like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Right. So part of that is just like that's how a lot of women have framed themselves.
Yeah.
Like if you on the ground with your titties out and you're bent over and your pussy all out,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna say, oh, your pussy's for everybody. Hence why it's all out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which
So-
to me is not attractive, by the way.
It's
but, yeah.
it to me it's
For
not
me,
attractive.
for
And
me,
like
I'm not into it.
again, to any girl that wants to do that, go do you.
Yeah.
It's just that when you present your certain way, self certain way, like and no matter what you do, people are gonna have your opinion, and that's gonna probably be a common
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's natural for people to have an opinion,
Yeah.
and we can only base where our opinions come naturally based on like what we see, what we hear, what we
Yeah.
feel, what we smell.
Yeah.
And that's just that's going to be a common opinion, and like it or not, like that's not, you're not going to change that by getting, by creating this uproar of like, oh, well, you shouldn't judge based me on how I look. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like being, looked at a certain way because I have tattoos, I'm black or whatever, but like it's going to happen. So I have to carry myself accordingly. That's just how it is. So yeah, I think this how you present yourself is going to dictate what you're asking for. If you present yourself as like a woman that has sex appeal but isn't taking no bullshit and wants something a little bit more serious and blah blah blah, then that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But if again you present yourself as like a different way, then that's also what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't expect like, some girl that's a bunch of Gymshark, she has a bunch of fitness stuff on her page, and like some dude that's, I don't know, into I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that's completely different. That's into just like garbage food and just like a different lifestyle. He's not going to approach her like with his lifestyle because he knows that that's not what she's into. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, it's just whatever you present, like that's what you're gonna get in a way to some degree.
Yeah. I feel for men, bro.
Well, hold on. What you never answered. What do you think? Do you think that if them, or I guess you did say like if they held on to the cookie a little bit longer, you think men would try a little bit? But then you
Yeah.
also said like there's a lot of guys that
Who I'm
like
concerned about now.
would have like kind of like pulled back.
Yeah.
But do you think that is still something that should happen if we're going through all the stuff that we need to fix
Wanna
for?
get canceled?
Yeah, I do. I do want you to get canceled. If we're getting canceled, I know you're being authentic and saying something that is true because everybody is not going to agree with it.
So I know women don't watch the podcast, so that's why
I think there's women that watch podcasts, bro.
not our podcast.
I
You
think
think?
there's women that watch our podcast.
Are there women that watch the podcast?
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah, there's women that watch our podcast.
I can only speak from my perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know for me, I consider myself, a higher value male.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself a good guy. And for me, I'm more attracted to a woman that holds back and doesn't like put out as much, I guess. I don't know the correct way to put it.
I think I don't know about you. I'll speak for me.
Yeah.
I value exclusivity. Like I like shit that's like limited to me.
Yeah.
In like all aspects. That's
Yeah.
like even going back to like the cars that we started off with, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna get a Accord. It's a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? Everyone got the Civic. I'm gonna get the Accord. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
One thing when I've heard similar conversations online, the defense in like their thing I hear often as well. Well, it's weird. It's whatever because guys will like leave or whatever if you don't give it to them, and then they complain if you do give it to them. So what are they to do? Which I get. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I'm like, if everyone started locking it up, because a lot of guys will leave because they're not getting it because they'll just go get it somewhere else because there's some girl that'll give it up. There's some girl out there that's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Let's do this. You know what I mean? But if every girl started like holding back,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
guys aren't gonna
Yeah,
have
I don't
anywhere
know,
to
man.
run
Like
to.
I said,
you know what I
it's
mean?
it's there's so much. It depends on the situation.
Yeah,
It really depends on the situation. Like, let's say you go camping with some boys,
yeah,
and the tent across from me has this girl,
yeah,
and you meet this girl, day one, and you meet her at 8 a.m. in the morning, and you guys are just inseparable.
Mhm.
You talk the entire day. Your friends want to go fishing. You're like, nah, I'm gonna chill. I want to just like, we're just like into this conversation. Their friends come into conversation. They leave at some point. You guys are still talking. The whole day's gone by now, and you guys are you're into her. You're attracted to her, and you spent literally the entire day talking to her.
Yeah.
You've probably collectively, in terms of time, have spent more time than people that have gone on several dates over weeks.
yeah.
So at that point, are you not just like, do you get what I'm saying?
Honestly, no. For me,
It doesn't make any difference.
No.
No.
I would respect
Her
the
more if she
woman way more,
More, yeah.
and myself way more if like we didn't even go there. We had a great conversation, an amazing day. No, we don't have to have sex. We
And-
don't have to do that. I would respect her way more, or even if like we ended up making out,
Yeah,
and
just
it didn't get to that
yeah.
point. You know what I mean?
I'm cool. I'm kind of cool with both. Like,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying about respecting, and sometimes you might just be like, you know what, like, not today.
Yeah,
Not today. As
Yeah.
a dude, like, I've done that before too. And then on the flip side, as a dude, I'm just like, let's just go with this.
yeah. For me, the conversation, like if the conversation is really that dope, we had
Fired
such an
and
amazing day.
then just
we weren't
just-
even
yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's such an afterthought.
Yeah, but
We-
it
we
could.
don't
But
have to-
it
we don't have
but
to
it-
worry about
but
that.
it can it can happen. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that same conversation can lead down a path, and you guys start talking about stuff, and you're like,
For sure. And the whole day talking. that
probably gonna happen.
That topic's gonna come up at some
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
gonna be some, a little bit of flirtation, sexual tension
Yeah.
happening, right? But it's even so much more dope. Like if you just
let it
wait.
marinate.
Yeah,
let it
and
marinate.
hold.
Let
You know
it
what I mean?
season.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I ever told you this. I don't know if I ever told anybody but even my wife now.
Yeah.
Like when we met, I was at a point in my life where like I could get girls.
Yeah.
And if I got a girl, whatever, we do the deed, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, first time I really like made out with my girl, I went to like do my moves.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm about to get it,
Yeah.
and she stopped me,
Yeah.
and I like kind of chuckled myself, like, she can stop me, all right, well, that's cool, she can stop me. But like, I think back and I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she's like, Jigga, I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I know we talking, I know we like each other, but I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, we hold up.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit
It's
more time.
exclusivity.
I love
it
that. I
is.
love
It
that.
really
Like
is.
that little simple action that she did of just like maybe moving my hand away. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure like if I'd really like pushed it,
maybe.
I maybe could have
Maybe.
still made it happen, but it wouldn't have.
It maybe, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just meant so much
But-
more to me.
But see what
personally.
okay, if you had pushed it, it would, to me, that would have
It could've
that
still
would have
worked.
caused question, because I'm like, okay, so if somebody like pushes, like, again,
Yeah.
it triggers a thought. If
Yeah.
somebody like pushes or applies up a little bit of pressure, you just give into things.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have changed the situation.
You know what
but
I'm
it could have
saying?
still worked out.
It could have.
But at the end of the day, I love the way it happened.
Yeah.